This was mentioned not long ago about the $2,500 plus box window that we're not going to do, but we are going to do a box window. And I'll try to tell you more or less how much it costs. But this window will be coming out, and I'm going to build my own box window with a little shelf and, you know, little tassels hanging down and everything. So it's going to be nice, and I've already got the lumber down there. I'm going to use poplar, and we are going to just make this a little nicer. Now that means I'm probably going to lose my shutter out here. I think I'm just going to move it over because it's non-functional anyway. It is somewhat decorative, so looks like I'm going to have enough room to get this out. So I got to cut around the siding here, and then I don't know how long it's going to take me to get it out. I hate this window. I mean, it is a piece of builder junk, but it ain't busted. It doesn't seem to be leaking. As you can tell, I've caulked in everything, and it might make it a little harder to open the screen, but I'm only going to bring it out about 8 inches, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, and stuff like that. I need to make a note to get some white tile in, don't I? I might just leave that wood. I don't know. I have to see how this blends out. This is one of those things where I just don't know yet. So still cleaning up and doing from this other project, and boy, it's a weird November 1st here. It's very warm. It's 72 or something like that out here. Amazing. So let's go and get some stuff. I got to get some stuff for the bay window. Things just seem to never end sometimes, especially when you're doing it, because it's got to meet your standards. So as you can tell, or perhaps you can't, since I did this tile work the other day, this is not level. This excuse me. This rolling blind that I have on the drill. So I'm going to level that up. I'm going to replace this junk here with something a little nicer. And you can tell that I was piecemealing this, because when I put in this bay window, if you want to see that episode of somebody putting in a window like this by themselves with a hoist and motorcycle jacks, ATV jacks, it's on Odyssey, Odyssee, along with a bunch of 1,229 other videos that I was able to salvage. But that video is there. So I am going to go get some trim work for that. Nothing really big. I always tie this stuff in with doing something else, like going to the grocery store, you know, whatever other trips I've got. I always try to do 2 or 3 things at one time, and I suggest you do the same. So anyway, let's go to the store. One other thing I wanted to add was I cut these long tapered strips to hang these windows and give it a slope to build, so that get the water to pipe out of here. And what I did was I cut some of those last night, and I blacked them out, and I wedged them in above these blinds to stop the light leak. And I got about 90% of it, which is good enough for me. And looks like the one on the right I could do a little better, but the sun doesn't really set there, so it just looks a little more finished. And I just blacked them out with a Sharpie. Not a big deal, but it looks a lot better. I mean, and having that little dark line between the sky blue tile and the gray blinds just kind of gives it a real nice definition. So I really don't want to caulk that, because, you know, I'm going to take these blinds down one of these days, and boy, that'd be a mess. It's going to be a bad enough mess taking up space with the tiles, because they won't pivot off their brackets. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that too. So I got my table saw and just cut these lengths, and I've got extra for when I put this window in a couple of days. I'm going to pull this box down and hardwire that thing. That was just temporary. There was a light switch here for whatever reason, and I just stuffed it up in there, just kind of playing around. But because I'm going to be putting several 2x6s across there with kind of the king stud thing and all that other stuff, I really want to just get all that wiring out of there and shorten it. And that means this is that switch. It has 2 switches, and they're on both separate circuits that popped me one of the first couple of weeks I was here. I got one breaker off, and the other one was still on it. Yeah, how many times you been hit by 110? Not good, but somehow I'm still making videos, so I guess it's not too bad either. Well, this is kind of funny. I guess they don't have enough plumbing supplies here at Lowe's to fix this. Fascinating. Okay, we got all this cleaned off. So now we've got to back score. Let's get that blind down. I'm getting where I can almost work this camera now. And we're going to have to cut around the siding. And that'll be determined by this. I think I got enough to... Sticky stuff, ain't it? I think I got enough to do. Wherever you put this is going to make a mess. To do that window over there and this window. Probably just need one run around there. I think that's why I put it on the glove. So let's get the knife out. And, get this thing down. I guess I'll have to get the brackets down too. Okay, everything's down. The clock's down and everything. So now you got to go up and back cut this stuff. You can feel it going all the way through. And all right, so I need both hands for that, but you got to do this part or you're asking for trouble. I can hear the thing moving already. Okay, all the plastic bits picked out. Bing a bang a boom. That must be carpenter bee houses meeting their end. So there's one of those giant nails. Glad to see that's going, and I am not going to burn that. I told you not to, so don't do it. I'm not going to do it. And so there's the burn pile. There's the rest of the deck and some of the mesh Sean left on the side of the barn. I don't know why he leaves boards on raw dirt like that. You're going to get termites doing that. So look, every time I start something, crickets start chirping. All right, burn pile. I've tried to be as surgical with this as I can be, and I think I've done pretty good with that idea. What are you doing, crazy camera? Drive mode, what the hell's that? Okay, so, there you go. I've already got this peeled back here, and those look mighty familiar, so I didn't really tell you, but I'm sort of just going for measurements right now. Well, there's every bug in the world, every bug and spider there ever was. But I'm not too scared because, you know, we're under a porch here. I've already sprayed that hornet's nest. You know, I'm going to seal it up good, and I don't have to worry too much over here because it's, you know, that's going back that shutter. So, and here these pieces were just fitted in. It's just pretty easy, not too bad. So let's get the knife out. Okay, so I got to give him credit for this stuff. It's pretty good. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, so all I gotta do is cross the top, take screws out, get my stuff out and start measuring. And then set it right back in there again. Luckily I got this little ledge here. It's coming in pretty handy. Any kind of workspace is handy, ain't it? This has got some stink bugs all over it. Let's get right in the middle here. Alright. Okay, this is a Robertson bit, square bit. And it's not the mix of the thing. So there you go. We're going to be pulling her out here in just a minute. And let's see, I got my piece of paper and my pen in my pocket. Ready to get the dimensions, and we're going to put it right back up. Because that's all I need right now. I got to make the box. Okay, I got all the screws out of it. And, whoa! Yeah, there she comes. Okay, now I'm trying to save this window, so I can't do both. And now I'm gonna have to hold it up. Woo! I had about 10 more minutes down here. Let me reach in the house and get a drink of water. There you go. So there it is. Wonder if there's a date on this. 02? I don't know. Oh, maybe 3. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? I saved the window. That's all that matters. So there it is. So, and right when I pulled it down, the air conditioner came on. I turned it up to like 75, so it has kind of warmed up. So all I got to do now is make my box. I'm glad to see all this wood here. I didn't think I was going to be so lucky. Well, let's do some measure. Now this is where, you know, your 3, 4, 7, whatever those carpentry rules are. But measure your diagonals and mark them carefully, and then measure the outside of this. And you know, this should be square. It's a factory piece. So let me get this measured, and then we'll. I got to go down and do some wood stains for some stuff tomorrow. So I'm not worried about any of this. I was thinking about using that extra box of that blue tile for I used up there over here. I don't know. I have to think about that. But right now, we got to measure. That's going to be fun to caulk in and make double sure it's all good. Okay, so the top measure 29, 29 3/4, kind of a rare size, I think. Top and bottom good, and 38 3/4 vertically. And across the dimensionals is 49 3/8, kind of fat, but the little room in there is good because that'll give me room to get some great stuff in there. So I don't mind making it a little small. And I got plenty of good screws to do this with. So okay, let's set this window back in here and go do something else. Always something else to do. Okay, so here's the poplar wood that I'm going to use to make my little push out. I'm going to use biscuits. I have a biscuit joiner, and I realize a lot of people don't have the tools I have. I hope I got my biscuit joiner. There she is. And I've got this piece of trim here I'm going to work on. And so let's work on trim. We're going to have to let the night go by because I got to go and work on some heavy equipment. And so we'll get back to this in the morning. I think I got some time tomorrow. But right now I'm just going to cut and stain this. And you know, I learned something interesting today. I don't do a lot of trim work. I ain't going to be doing it now, but boy, it comes in all kind of different, like this is 3 1/4, and there's 3 1/2 and 3 5/8. I didn't know that there were so many selections on that. All my years, and I just didn't know that. I'll be danged. I've wondered about how hot these bulbs get. These LED bulbs. Look at that. Basically, so it's 65. So this is one of these little LED bulbs that I like to use. Look, at the very top of it is 76.5. Wow. And that's just one of those little bulbs, and I actually painted it black on top. So I've always wondered, just never really bothered to look. But it's there's this old Barrister bookcase that I love. Found in a dumpster, the cap and everything. It's these things that you get, $10 for a string. So getting ready to straighten up. You can tell if you follow the line, you got a lot of green underneath the shade there, right at the bottom of the shade, that roll, and it comes to a point over here. So I'm going to straighten that up. How easy is that going to be? I don't know. Don't care how easy it's going to do it. I've already cracked this loose, and we're going to take this out. And there that is. Oh, that's actually wood. I must have bought that because the stuff, yeah, I'm sure I bought this. The stuff that was here, get a little grape stuff in there, huh? I got plenty, but I'll put some more. We'll do that right now. Pull these nails out, and then I'm going to put in a piece that I stained and fix this up. So I'm just going to paint that upper part black. This is always kind of dangerous to have lying about, isn't it? I'm going to put it outside. Y'all want to see that? Probably not. Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, I don't care about that. It's okay. I got my scraper in here. Let me get my knife and clean all this up and put some more stuff in there. So, okay. Some of my old carpenter marks there. She smokes up, don't she? So this is the device that needs to go on the wall to crank up the that long blind there, and there ain't a stud in sight, and it was way too far down as we knew. So I had to make this piece out of some wood floor, so, and that I'm gonna tack up there here in a minute. And so I'll have that piece of wood to tack this onto, because this takes all the stress, because this is where the control arm is, that hook thing there, and it holds the drill. So that's got to be solid. The studs are kind of at weird places, but that's okay, because I'm going to cover them up, and I'll just stain it, and I don't know, I may make a band to go all the way over there. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to put some wood there to hold that up, because that drywall's not going to hold it, obviously, because it didn't. And I got this piece of wood here ready to be tacked up. I got my great stuff in there. Actually, it's Pella. It's that yellow can of Pella, which I don't know. They both seem to be about the same. So we're going to tack this up, and I got my air going here. I'm going to tack this up, and then we're going to be happy, I hope. So next shot will be this up. I'll probably show that before I hang the blind itself. So let's do that. That was a much bigger project than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just paint it the same color as the ceiling. I mean the wall, and call it a day. But that's in there like big time. So it's nailed, and I put a screw in it just for fun. It's kind of up there. So oh, there's a moth on the inside. That means the back door's open, right? Let's let you go live life. You go live life, pal. All right, thank you. Now I'm gonna nail this up, and then I'm gonna have to call it a day here. So, okay, that's kind of pookied out there, good, nice. Okay, so let's nail this up, see what it looks like. And that's nice and even now. Maybe I'll break out the black paint and do a little bit of that too, I don't know. I know that's supposed to be on the window, but this is like a big overarching project here. Okay, it's all done. I need to caulk it in and all that stuff, but for now I gotta rebuild my life a little bit here. But that's a big moment, getting that lined up and getting it solid, and it not moving around and risking falling and all that other stuff. So anyway, I'm not gonna worry about that down there. Who cares? Nobody's gonna see it. I'm gonna have my barrister bookcase here. So let's get the bookcase back, and then we'll move on to bigger and better things. Let's not step on the glasses there. Let's try to avoid that. So here's the beginning of this. This is going to be a multi-part series because it's just going to be too complicated. I'll give you my overview. I got make two cuts out of this, the top and bottom, and the two cuts out of this. And I can't put those together tonight because of my plan for making lights right here, windows. And so there's what I'm going to use right here. So I've got to sort all that out. It's way too complicated, but I just want to make some cuts tonight. And I got my biscuit joiner sitting there, and I think these are 20s. I think no, those are 10s. That's good enough. Those are my leftover 20s. So we're gonna do this thing. I may feel like cutting out the thing, but I got to get my router out there. It's going to be very complicated, but it's not going to be $2,500. Okay, there it is. It's 29 3/4, which means I decided to make the tall side the face side, and this the inside, and so this comes to 28 1/4. But you can figure it out. It depends on the thickness. This is 3/4 inch stuff. So and I got enough scrap left to do some other little things I want to do, and so we're going to go up and tack this up, take the window down, and test fit this thing. I'm going to do that, and then I got to bring it down here and do a little bit of rigmarole, and then get my my Titebond, not a sponsor, and this and that thing. I always think this is a Bosch, but it's a Ryobi. I bet you I put 10,000 biscuits in with that thing. So Make sure that's set to 10, and it is. Okay, so let's go up there and tack this up and see if it fits in the hole. And it just has to be good. It doesn't have to be great, it just has to be good. So top and bottom on the inside, blah, blah, blah. Okay, got it. You can see right there. And that should be our pretty good rough opening. And then we'll come down tonight and glue this thing up so I can mess with it tomorrow. And this also gives you a chance to put a shelf in here if you wanted to. Depends on where you decide to put your side lights. Okay, the window is out. And this is barely tacked together. And let's just see if it goes in here. Let's see, the bottom is in. Okay, the bottom went in. Top goes in. Everything is groovy cool. Okay. Got some, there you go, that's okay. I don't care about that, I really don't. I might have cut it a little small, but that's okay. I can, like I say, I kind of want gap in there to put some great stuff in, or pillow, whatever it is I use. So we got to go pull the little pins out of it and tack this window back up. And see, now your other trick is, might as well look at it right now. Your other trick is you got to get the window to tack onto this. I'm not too concerned about that. I know you might think I would be, but I'm not. So, yeah, okay, see, now that it's a little smaller is better for me because it fits the window better. So I'm going to frame that in, you know what I mean? And then I'll be able to do something with that. So let's just look at it one more time. Okay. Yeah, see, I can deal with that. Okay, and you can make this deeper if you want to. You can get, 2x8 or 1x8, whatever, oak. So anyway, you can do whatever you want to do, but this is just a how-to. Then you can do your creativity from there. So I'll put this window back up. So while it's tacked together, you will mark this 1-1, and then you'll get your biscuit and you'll put there, and you'll make your marks here, and then here, number 2, and so on and so on and so forth. But make sure that these don't protrude out of here. No big harm done really, but just don't do it. And make sure that they don't hit on the ends there either. So there you go. So let's mark 3 and 4 and cut some biscuit holes anyway. Now, trick to the biscuit joiner is this. You got to just make sure you go all the way in, clean the holes out. You got to make sure everything is perfectly clean. You don't have any shards of wood that'll keep it from bucking up and joining. And then you're going to check your diagonals, and I got to get some clamps. And I remember there's some sandpaper right there. That's my scrap that I'm going to use for another part of this project later in the next video. So you just got to, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and sand these faces anyway, and the glue will hold better to that too. So, okay. Pins just barely made it. But it's okay. So this is the technique if you've never seen this tool, and it'll hurt you real bad. So see, that thing comes out of there, that comes right out at you. And I'll try to do it one-handed. And you line up your mark. That's why I put a little white out right there. Quiet. And then there's your place right there. So, let me finish this up, and I got my clamps ready and everything. You got to get the mojo on this. You got to know how to get enough glue in here to work and not spread too much. Put the glue all the way across. This is why on those pieces you stand right here. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Well, that one's not cut like that one right there. And it'll be fine. They give you a little wiggle room. And there's wiggle room in there to make the glue, make the biscuits expand. So it all works out in the wash. And be sure and check your diagonals. And make sure that they're where they should be. Like I say, I'm not really too concerned about it being warped. But, try to be professional in all things. All right? Right. Okay, you got time. You don't have a whole lot of time, but what you want to do is you just want to get enough in there like that. Okay, and that's probably enough. And you can tack it up if you want to. And it should sort of evenly squish out of both sides just like that. See that? And that's what you're going for right there. And you want to put a little bit right there. I had a long day, I'm like shaky. And you just have to get the feel for this. And you will. And there you go. Just make sure you get your matching numbers there. Okay, that's 2. Okay, so get it together. I alternate my clamps when I always use 2 on each setup here, and that's just the way I am. And you don't squeeze the glue out of them, and make sure these are even. And you can get your mallet and even them up. Mine are pretty even. So then, just eyeballing it, it looks pretty straight or pretty square. And remember, when you're cutting wood, remember the kerf, okay? It's the undertoed. So let's see where we are. And we are at 48 3/4. And come on, baby, look down there. 48 3/4. Boy, right there at it. I mean, that is so close. It's just a little 48 3/4 fat is the way I describe that. So that is square. So you can see that's 48 3/4 fat too. So it got lucky, got square right off the bat. So now go do something else through the night. It's nighttime. It's almost 7. I got to go in and get something to eat. So anyway, that is really square, and that's going to be good for you. Now, I don't know if I would recommend using Gorilla Glue in this case, but you could if you wanted to, I guess. Only if you, now, you know, water sets off Gorilla Glue. So if you soak the inside the biscuits with some water and you use Gorilla Glue, and it's, you know, it's going to make that foamy mess, but it's okay. It would probably make this stronger, but I'm not too concerned about that because I'm going to be building another frame around the lip of it to hold the window. See what I mean? And then when I nail it into the house, it'll be or screw it. I'm probably going to screw it in. You'll be strengthening it. It'll have many points of strength. Well, that looks so square. I'm very happy with that. The humble carpenter will be humble, because I'm a humble man from a humble town, from a humble family. All right, this is final shot. Let's let that down. It's right about there, and you can see I got that one in, that nice wood looking thing. I got the black up there next to the green or the aqua, and I just fitted this piece. What was that flashing light there? Let me turn my lights on outside. Oh, I thought somebody was driving up. So I got that piece in right there, and I got that blacked out down there, and that's it. That's all there is. I guess you shouldn't. I try to listen to everything. So if you saw what that was on the screen, I try to just broaden my scope. All right, so I think that is much better. I'm gonna put this together. I hope for the last flipping time. Put my computer back on my little table I made along. You know what this table does? Was made especially for a 10-gallon fish tank. So it was a long time ago. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share. And I sure appreciate all of you watching my yellow bird video. That seemed to have gone viral, at least for me. And but I don't think singing on each video is a good idea. So anyway, Mick called today and he wanted to borrow my tiller. I said, you're always welcome to. He's the tiller destroyer, but he's welcome to it if he needs it. Actually, he said if that was the last tiller on the planet, he wouldn't borrow it from me. Long story. Comment below if you want to know the answer to that. That's pretty funny. All right. Talk to you later. I'm very, very happy with that. Good night, guys, or good morning, or good afternoon, or good day. It is a beautiful, clear day, and I just got notification that my big window is in. I am thrilled to pieces. This is a huge undertaking for me because it's a huge window. So that's sitting at Hoke Lumber right now. So I've done so much. I mean, I know I'm tired of it looking like a dump. I want it to look, more classy, just nicer. But I understand that many people have a lot of fears about doing renovations, even simple ones. You're basically allergic to them. You're allergic to them. So what I recommend is that you get yourself some beanie drill. See, that's beanie my drill there. See, beanie drill helps me overcome my allergic nature to such things. So the sun came up this morning, and I was very happy at how clean and neat everything looks. That junky piece of trim is out in the bin, and everything it's just so pretty. I've got my frame down there built as you saw. I'm going to try to work on that a little bit today, and because I need to hang that blind back up there because the sun rises right there, and boy, it's bright here in the morning. That blind really helps me not have to wake up with my retinas being burned out of my skull. So we're going to go down there and work on that a little bit and see if I can maybe get that hung today. But of course, the other trick is I got to get the window to hang on the box. So we got to see how I'm going to do that. I think I got a plan on that. I haven't been home in a while, but I'm going to try to finish this up today. So I think I've showed enough tile work. I'm just going to show what it looks like done. Okay? Okay. 99% of the time, tile work is very dull. As you can tell, having some fun here. So it's actually like three-dimensional tile, or two-dimensional anyway. Three-dimensional, I guess. See how that locks in there like that? So I can glue that in there, and then this piece here locks into that and then goes like that. Oh God, don't drop them now. Okay, so I think we're ready to glue that in. That's fun right there. That's just dang fun. Well, don't forget it's DLST. You don't have to think about it so much anymore. It's automatic. But there is the end of the tile project from the bay window. Those two windows up and trimmed in. This window is up and trimmed in. I know. Might as well keep it real. That's just the way it is. That's the way I live. So can't help it. I'm very clean. So anyway, just keep that in mind. So there's the tile work up there. And the way that worked out, all down through here, and there's my ledge, and there that is, pretty cool, and very pleased with that. You see those pieces of wood back there? I had to put those in to set the window, so I may cut some tile and put over that and kind of make it a two-step thing or something. But anyway, it's finished enough. I got a whole nother box. I actually have 0 scraps left. So I did the same thing here. Gonna have to get a little caulk right there. I sometimes end up in a place where I have to use what I have, and that piece was just a little off. And then there's that. I'll probably paint that black up in there if I think about it. But see, I got a little bit of a dental angle there, and then these pull down. And then if you pull them down a little too far, you can just put them in there and it blocks it completely. And so that's it. That's all there is. And these have been a little disjointed because I've been a little disjointed. I haven't been here much, and I just pick up on something and then I do something else. So, but we're going to finish this. The end of this. This project is over. this project for the box window back here is next, and that's rather complicated, but it'll be fun. So box window is next. So far I've got a couple $100 in it or less. Not to mention you gotta have the tools, but you gotta have tools too. But this thing's ready to be built and taken care of. So, all right, give me a thumbs up. Let's have some coffee, and we'll talk later. All right, all right. Yeah, subscribe. I appreciate that. Okay, bye bye.